On the news tonight, to attract investments in the digital and creative enterprises, federal government inaugurates technical committee. Governor Dapo Abiodun takes palliatives to religious centers. Good evening and welcome to NTA Jawode News at 7. It's been a while. Thanks for joining us. I am Olamide Adeniji, and here are the details. The federal government has inaugurated a technical committee to attract investments in the digital and creative enterprises ideas and programs. Vice President Kashim Shettima at the inauguration said the program is a collaborative effort between the government and international partners aimed to nurture and empower programs in digital and creative sectors. SETA's correspondent Abdurrahman Jubril reports.
The National Economic Council had in its last meeting endorsed the implementation of the $617.7 million IDAS program in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. And at this inaugural technical committee meeting, Vice President Kashim Shettima expressed optimism about the initiative's potential to redefine the nation's digital and creative landscape. And the Ministry of Finance is mandated to ensure the disbursement of funds for the IDAS program, paving the way for its swift implementation.
So as we gaze upon the horizon of possibility, let us be guided by a steadfast commitment to empowering our youth, fostering inclusivity, and driving sustainable economic growth. The IDAS program represents not just an initiative, no, but a catalyst for transformation, a beacon of hope for generations to come. We miss the agricultural age. Africa missed the industrial age. We are now in the knowledge-driven post-industrial age. And we need to take maximum advantages and opportunities that are beckoning at us.
Chairman of the technical committee noted that the IDA's substantial financial backing underscores the program's potential to drive transformative change in Nigeria's digital and creative sectors.
We're going to be doing a lot of training, a lot of support in the area of science, technology, innovation, and the creative arts, most importantly. So we intend to be able to touch at least about 5 million Nigerian youths, directly and indirectly. And we're soon going to be starting with a training of about 300,000. This is a very critical and central program related to the Renewed Hope agenda of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and also critically targeting the youth.
With the groundwork laid, the committee anticipates the first drawdown of funds on April 15, 2024, marking a significant milestone in the program's implementation process. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jubrila, NTA News.
There is a saying that he who fails to plan, plans to fail. So for her country or state to plan effectively for its citizenry, accurate data is required. But the question is, does Nigeria have accurate database to be leveraged for national planning, and if yes, do government at subnational utilize it for proper planning? That report will carry away in our subsequent bulletin. Technology will enable access to open platforms for proper monitoring of funds and activities of primary health care centers to ensure transparency. The Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aino, made this known on Good Morning Nigeria. Academy Williams completes the report.
Which is pivotal to preventing and managing 70% of disease burden in Nigeria, currently has less than a third. That is 8,300 functional primary healthcare centers out of 35,000 in Nigeria, with its population of over 200 million. The Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aina, says though this situation is of concern, the significant increase in the budget of the health sector will help change things. He further says 2,000 midwives will be recruited and deployed across the country, as well as better and accessible primary healthcare facilities are to be established in Nigeria within the next 2 years.
Biggest challenge that plagued the primary healthcare system before now was just the lack of reliable, consistent funds. So you have facilities, you put health workers there, but they can't get the commodities that they need, they can't get transports to reach the communities to do outreaches, they cannot hire cleaners, or they cannot hire extra midwives when they need it because of volume and things like that. They want to go pick up vaccines because they don't have their own power or cold chain infrastructure. They need to go to a nearby facility or the local government to pick up vaccines. They don't have transportation. So the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund has been transformative in that regard.
Another guest on the program suggested that the Primary Healthcare Agency should provide 24-hour services with enlightenment on healthcare insurance and improved trust for primary healthcare providers to help check vaccine hesitancy in communities.
And even the services are not free. The health workers that are being recruited by the local governments are supposed to be paid. And this is why I am consistently hammering on this issue of coordination. If the federal government is doing everything, he is doing everything as the chief of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, but the states are not equally responding, or the local governments are also not equally, then we still have problems.
The guest advised community leaders to take responsibility to ensure every child in their community is vaccinated. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
As part of efforts aimed at cushioning the effects of the economic hardship on residents of the state, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has taken the distribution of palliatives to religious centers across the state, promising more interventions to alleviate the suffering of the people. Yemi Dalimo reports that religious centers across the 4 divisions of the state benefited from the gesture.
Clerics from the 4 divisions of Ogun State converge on Abeokuta, the state capital, to receive the food items for onward distribution to faithfuls in their various communities. The State Governor Dapo Abiodun representative says government is committed to poverty alleviation through various interventions, including the distribution of food items to the people. The governor also visited some Christian religious worship centers and mosques where he presented food items to the worshippers. The exercise took place simultaneously in the 4 divisions of Egba, Remo, Yewa, and Ijebu areas of the state.
I really want to commend the government, especially the governor, for considering the people and giving out this palliative.
With what he has provided for the people in our community, they will be able to be happy.
I think they should be doing this more to help the poor masses. The masses are suffering because of the economic situation. So I think they should be doing it from time to time.
Thank His Excellency for always thinking about the welfare of the people. We know that things are not very easy, but we're trying all our best.
The beneficiaries who appreciated the government's kindness urged the state government to ensure that rural dwellers across the state also benefit from the gesture.
You're still watching NTW News at 7. There will be more reports after this break. Don't you go away.
Hi, Zara.
Ramon, come and help me. You can sell enough to be able to break our fast in this evening.
Ramon, take have this. This is what you have to do. You understand? This is what you have.
Nazara.
Ramadan, watan samladan.
Ramon, Me haka. Gasina ni ka lalace ka bara mu.
Oh, don't worry. Stains don't matter. It can be wiped off with just one wash.
Okay. Thank you.
Zara.
Ramadan Kareem.
My son, calm down now.
Why do you sweat like Amrova?
My uncle no go bike. Uncle! Uncle, meet Andy. He has come to ask for my hand in marriage.
Good morning and good afternoon, sir. What about good night? Are you seeing a movie? What nonsense! Son, you are in control.
No, sir. It's my parents in the village. I'm doing a video call since they can't be here.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ jẹ́ àǹfààní ọgọ́rùn-ún mẹ́fà owó ìpè ọ̀fẹ́ àti àfikún ìdá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá fowó sórí ẹ̀rọ ìpè rẹ pẹ̀lú àfikún tó tó ìdá ọgọ́rùn-ún lórí ètò dátà. Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ètò ìpè àti dátà tó nípọn lẹ̀ bí orí àjànàkú.
You are welcome back. The news continues. President Bola Tinubu is assuring that Nigeria is maintaining its sovereignty and getting its respect back in the Community of Nations with the steady restructuring of the economy. The president said this when he hosted members of Tinubu Shetima Campaign Council to an iftar at the State House.
The President said this when he hosted members of the Tinubu Shetima Campaign Council to an iftar breaking a fast at the State House. President Tinubu appreciated members of the APC Presidential Campaign Council and independent wing for their hard work, which ensured his victory at the polls. He assured them that he remains committed to delivering on the mandate which they worked for to make Nigeria a better country for the citizens and generations to come. He appealed to Nigerians to, in their respective ways and positions, be committed towards contributing to the cause of building a better country.
I campaign on hope. I have to rest on that hope and push for that hope for the joy of every one of us. The economic is looking good. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yes, we know we have the challenge of inflation. It's okay. We will bring it down. We are re-engineering. Our revenue is getting better. And we are taking our sovereignty and respect back around the world. Not that we have to go there and hire them to do the job for us. We are doing it ourselves. Whatever is happening to us, we have to solve it by ourselves. It is your effort, your thinking, your resourcefulness, your investment, your dedication and hard work that can only get us there.
Vice President Kashim Shettima encouraged the party members and all Nigerians to continue to support the president, whom he assures has genuine intentions for the greatness of.
Let us rally around our president, who is determined to reposition this country.
For the National Assembly, sir, be rest assured we will do everything to support your policies for you to turn this country around.
For the campaign council, even with our resolution, we remain committed and we will remain ever available for support. And we will continue to support you. We will continue to support the Asuwazu Shetima project.
The federal government has arraigned Binance Holdings Limited at the Federal High Court in Abuja, along with its two executives. Judiciary correspondent Austin Ayebe reports that they were, however, unable to take their plea due to inability of the prosecution to serve the first defendant with charges.
Proceedings started this morning with serious legal arguments on whether the second defendant in court can proceed to take his plea without the first defendant, Binance Holdings Limited, being served with charges. The defendants are being charged for money laundering by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and multiple tax evasions by the Federal Inland Revenue Service in 2 separate cases. The first defendant, a company Binance Holdings Limited, was not legally represented in court. The defendant was in court while the third escaped from custody on 22nd February 2024. On the charges of tax evasion preferred against them by the FIRS, the prosecution sought the permission of the court to serve the second defendant in court as they were unable to serve him in his custody. This was granted by Justice Emeka Nwite, who adjourned the case to 19th of April 2024 to enable the defendant study the charges and discuss with his lawyer. In the second case, EFCC served the second defendant with the money laundering charges, but was prevented from entering his plea. Counsel to the defendant argued that until the first defendant, Binance Holdings Limited, is served with charges, the second defendant cannot be arraigned. He cited sections 126 and 477 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which requires a consent of a member of a corporation to stand on its behalf in a matter, saying EFCC's attempt to serve the second defendant on behalf of the first defendant is alien to law. Counsel to EFCC disagreed with his view, saying the provision cited in ACJA says a corporation can be served through its agent, of which the second defendant is an employee of Binance Holdings Limited. Having listened to the argument, Justice Emeka Nwite adjourned the matter to 8th of April 2024 for ruling on whether the second defendant will proceed to be properly arraigned or not. From the Federal High Court, Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
And that concludes our news for tonight. Do stay tuned for the Yoruba version of the bulletin. From me, it is good night.